Hello everyone, I hope you guys are all well and welcome to the Sagittarius full moon, which is happening on the 14th of June 2022. So this is like the full moon, which is without an eclipse, although we are in eclipse season. So what I'm going to talk about the general energy, especially with the tarot card, because the tarot is going to be playing a huge theme in what's going on. Talk about the general energies, and then I'll be pulling out cards for all of the signs. So as we all know, Sagittarius is ruled by the planet Jupiter. So it's about when Jupiter's around, it's like whatever it touches, of course, it expands. And it expands in many ways. It can expand in money, luck. It's like the Midas touch. It's like the magician. So it's like, your mind, like if you like positive thinking, if you want something, it can, it can appear. Yes, we can overthink, we can overdo things, but this is about abundance. And again, wherever it touches, it expands. It can expand in what we're thinking, eating as well, overeating. This can also be greed. But generally, it's like a time of good luck. So Sagittarius is a fire sign. So it's a sign that it's always constantly moving. It's a sign that is always looking towards the future. It can overdo things. It can be quite reckless because it's like whatever you're going to be doing, there's no thinking that's going to be towards it. Again, it's ruled by the ninth house. Okay, which is the house of higher learning, your belief systems, the law, publishing, faraway distance, faraway places, and travel. So during this full moon, we're going to be thinking about progressive thoughts. Like emotionally, it's about progressing. It's about moving forward. It's also to do with not having any stagnant energy. We want to progress in everything that we want. If we're feeling stuck in any way, we're going to be finding a way to make ourselves feel positive. So, with full moons, especially if it's in a water sign, it's never easy to move forward. It's very emotional. Whenever it's in air signs, it's very much about the logical and thinking. But when it's in fire signs, it's about let's do this, let's move forward, let's take action. So this full moon is definitely about taking action. So that's some of the themes of the Sagittarius. It's also, this moon is also about, whatever needs to come to light will come to light. And it's going to be trying to have it in a positive way. And with Sagittarius ruling the ninth house, it's about society on large scale. It's about things to do with like the law and things that are like far away, but also things that are going to definitely be seen on a humanity level, and it's all these other themes to do with like the law and race and religion, especially religion. It's also going to be to do with spirituality. So with the aspects or like the planet conversations, it does trine Mars, which is in Aries, which is always good because Aries and Sagittarius, they get on very well. This is going to be us taking action in pursuing something new, starting something new, removing ourselves from any negativity. This moon is with Mars having that conversation with Sagittarius. It's like, okay, what are you going to do? Are you thinking of doing this? Are you thinking of doing that? Let's do it. Let's just go for it. Let's, again, let's be reckless. Let's try something different. This is about initiating new action. So there's going to be a lot of that going on. I feel that emotionally, on a general level, there may be a sense of, not really watching anything, just really going for it. And obviously, there's not really much a downside to this. It's more of a side of, yes, there can be a little bit of a downside, like, there can be a lot of mistakes that's going to be made. You can shoot from the hip, because Sagittarius actually rules from the hip anyway. But, you can shoot from the hip. You can say something that's on your mind which can actually cause disagreements or arguments. There can be a lot of that going on, which is, and it does depend, bad or good. I personally think if you've got something to say, just say it. Obviously, there's a way of saying it, but with Mars talking to Sagittarius, it's like, let's just do it, let's just say it. And like, you know, deal with the consequences later. Saturn is also talking to this moon, although Saturn's going to be retrograde. So it's talking to this moon. It's going to be helping in a way to sort of stabilize the emotions, because emotionally we can be really fired up, ready to go. With Saturn being retrograde, it's about, you know, it's moving back. So there can be a sense of, I'm going to do this, but then I have to really, you know, sort of like go back to the drawing board. I have to make sure things are on point before I actually pursue things forward. But it can make things a little bit long lasting as well. So if you're going to be initiating anything new, and also another thing with Saturn talking to the moon, let's say they're talking to the moon in a more harmonious way. This is really great to, you know, because even though emotions can be quite fired up, it's not necessarily extremely emotional. The emotions are going to be out there and fired up. It can make you stop you in your tracks before you do anything dangerous or anything crazy. If it wasn't retrograde, it could be like just really going for it, but also you having some sort of backing. But it's like, it feels a little bit, only a tiny bit cautious, but it does help with the, you know, and also one thing this can also do is help with the emotions a little bit more stabilized as well, and also for the long haul. So if you're doing any projects during a new moon or even after the new moon, it's, you know, you're going to be really thinking about it before you pursue it forward. So it's the energy of moving forward, but then we're going to just, you know, draw back a bit, then we're going to move forward. Neptune is also sneaking up a little. Neptune's always about. Neptune is sort of like gliding, watching everything. Then my turn, in a very dreamy way. It does square the moon. And what this brings is a bit of a crazy, a little bit of like a cloudiness towards like the goals and aims. It can also bring a sense of that things are not what they seem. It actually feels like a, you know, whenever Neptune squares anything with the mutable signs, it does make things a little bit more, it can actually make things a little bit more dangerous. But it's just like emotionally, what we want and what we say is going to be very different. We can feel a little bit emotionally unavailable. There can be some emotional instability as well. Okay, so we have to really watch for that. Really watch for who you're surrounding yourself with. You know, you're going to be picking up a lot of energies from people. So even though we're going to be moving forward, we can also pick up energies, and we may think it's nice, but it actually tends not to be nice. So this can make a lot of us feel very emotionally volatile. It can also make a lot of us feel like, oh, you know, why didn't I see this before? Because it can feel that things are clouded as well. But it's just there to just help us. You know, Neptune square can, with this moon, it can, you know, make us feel like we want to have a bit of solitude so that we can sort of like help ground and, you know, regroup in a way. So that's going to be like one of the standing blocks a lot of us can have. But, you know, during this, you know, with the three planets talking to the moon, if we use this energy wisely, especially with the Neptune, it can help us to, you know, especially doing like a spiritual practice, because this full moon does feel quite very spiritual, and I'll tell you why, especially with the tarot cards. Going back to like a spiritual practice and grounding is going to be of so beneficial during this new moon, because it can actually it can actually help us with our intuition of how far we're going, how far we're willing to go, and when to draw back. So doing like anything spiritual with meditation, tarot cards, you know, it could be astrology or anything that you've always gone back to spiritually. This can really help you, okay? So when we talk about the tarot cards, okay, the tarot cards are very important for this. The 14, it's 23 degrees. Before I was going to say, there's 23 degrees. So all the mutable signs, Pisces, Sagittarius, Gemini and Virgo, you're really going to feel this. If you're a late degree, you're going to feel it big time. And, you know, you guys, a lot of you guys can feel a little bit like, ooh, little bit of shaky ground that's coming up. The fire signs, it's going to benefit you. The earth signs, you may just go a little bit within. And what's the other sign? The air signs, you're going to be benefiting from this. Obviously, Geminis, you may feel a bit like, you know what I'm talking about. But yes, so saying that, so it is a time, of course, that this new moon is gonna, you know, regardless of what happens with the planet talking, Sagittarius is also asking us to always, you know, anything happens, really look towards the future. Anything you want to pursue, your goals, anything like that, try to be as open-minded as you can. And, you know, if you're an optimistic person but you feel it's lagging, try to, again, spirituality is going to be helping you to remain positive. So, yes, so that's like the themes of the Sagittarius. When we go to the cards, because it is 23 degrees and it's on the 14th of June, the cards here is 23 and 2 is 5, which is a Hierophant. And then we have the 14, which is the Sagittarius card anyway. And it is the Temperance card. Now, the Temperance card is about moderation. That's the main thing. It's also a soul card. It's a angel card. It's a spiritual card. We're going to be seeking balance and peace. And, of course, moderation. So this card is about us finding our inner wisdom, our inner true calling, and gaining a perspective on things, not going with the theories, just gaining a positive perspective, being as honest as we can. If something's not working and you believe it can, this card is saying to you, you know, come on, you know, it's not working. What are you going to do about it? Again, this, like I said, it's a spiritual card, so a lot of us are going to be very much in touch with what's going on. The Temperance card is a huge practice of knowledge. As you can see, the angel is pouring the cup of knowledge, and it's got his feet in the water and 1 foot on the earth. So, you know, our goals are going to be very important. Knowledge is going to be important. Reading, writing, learning is going to be very important for us. Even if some of us are going to be feeling that we're a bit unbalanced, it's going to be important as well. So going with the Sagittarius theme, this card is really great. This card is also saying, you know, keeping up with, again, spirituality, but also looking after your health, not overdoing things, which also definitely can happen. Really look out for what is, you know, what feels really unbalanced. Try to remain balanced in every way that you can. There may be some issues that come up with unhealthy balances. So this card is showing us that we're going to be seeing this full throttle. But also the main thing is look at your inner guides. If there's something that's wrong or right, your guides are going to be telling you. The other card that we have is another spiritual card, which is the Hierophant. And it's about, you know, marriage, commitment, traditional institutions. It's also a card that is about, it's definitely traditional. You know, it's a Taurus card. So we're going from Sagittarius card to the Hierophant. And it's, again, about inner wisdom, but it's also grounding us in a way that we may go back to things that we've already known. We may go back to people, places, jobs that are, you know, comfortable for us. So we're going from one extreme in a way to the other. So it's actually a really nice card. It's a card that is going to sort of stop us in our tracks, ground us in a way. and also look at things in a more earthy perspective. This card, the Hierophant card, is about also mentors and spiritualists. So some of you may be seeking at this time to be going towards people that are on a mental, on a spiritual realm. So this could be you, some of you going back to church, because we're seeking inner wisdom here. So some of you could be wanting to go back to church, known about certain belief systems, but also working with how you can navigate your way into something a bit more, not just spiritual, but moving away from like old structures and moving to new ones. So yeah, this card, I feel that this card is, even when I looked at it, I thought, oh, okay. Obviously with the Hierophant reversed, it's like, you know, you're gonna not stick to it and just reverse the situation. So, you know, it's about breaking old ground. So there can be a lot of that going on, breaking a lot of old ground, seeing things that are not really working, especially with both cards. There'll be things that we're going to see that are not really working. And if we are going to go to the new, what do we need, in order for us to like go to the new, we need to leave something behind. So it could be an old belief, it could be anything that is stagnating our energy in any way, because this energy is about moving forward. Okay, so that's like the tarot cards for the Gemini full moon. When we come to the spiritual side, not the necessarily spiritual, but like the wellness side, I personally, as you guys know, you know, and I keep saying this, obviously, you know, essential oils are my thing anyway. I love using it when it comes to like moons, and these are the oils that I personally use. Now, I'm not like a, you know, guru in essential oils. I just say the things that I like to use, and if you feel to use them, by all means do, but also check with your health practitioner before you use anything new. Okay, this is a disclaimer. So I give you guides. So the guided things that I give you, if you use them as well, it's by your own choice. But this is what I use. Again, check with your health practitioner before you start anything. Okay, and that goes with anything that you're doing. When you listen to people as well, they always give you disclaimer. So the essential oils that I will personally use is because of the Sagittarius energy is a little bit, it's fiery, it's positive, but also it can be quite confusing as well. We're going to need to ground, because with the fire and the, you know, the Saturn involved, we can feel not emotional. Okay, like the energy is charged to move forward, the energy is charged to stabilize in a way, but the energy is not charged on an emotional sense. So the essential oils that I will be using, because I use them on and off, but I do use, there's some that I use all the time. So the first one that I love to use is cedarwood, and cedarwood is really great. That it's really great for calming, it's really great for grounding. It removes like any thoughts that are very stagnated, that can make you feel that something's not moving, or, you know, you could be overthinking. You just need to be grounded. So cedarwood is really good. I use it more or less nearly every day in a essential oil blend. It also helps to remove negative thoughts as well, because when you're grounded, you're not negative. So, and also when you're grounded, you feel a bit more emotional. So that's one of the first oils that I use. The second oil that I use, and I think you guys already know this already, is lavender. And I love lavender. Lavender's so good. Like when I use lavender, I feel so calming. I feel so relaxing. I feel that, you know, you can have a really good sleep, especially if you are having trouble sleeping. Full moons can make a lot of you feel that you're not, you know, not only grounded, but you may not be able to sleep properly. So with lavender, I love using lavender on my pillow when I diffuse it as well. And the last oil that I'll be using, because, you know, it's not going to be hard for a lot of us to feel energetic. Obviously, unless you're a Cancer, you know, you feel all of the moons. But yes, this is going to be the last oil that I will use is, I use, yes, orange essential oil. Very good orange essential oil. It's very refreshing. It helps with, you know, confidence. But I also find that it helps with, again, with negative feelings as well. It can make a lot of you feel like, for me personally, it can make you feel, depending on what you mix it with, it make you feel like, you know, calm, grounded a bit. You know, the smell is also really nice. But it's also, when I'm going to bed, I use it in a blend, you know, diffuser blend, orange, lavender, sometimes cedarwood, and it helps you just relax. It just helps clear away energy. It's so nice. And yeah, it depending on what type of person you are, but I find I like using it at nighttime as well. It just helps just ground and have positive thoughts. So yeah, those are the essential oils that I'll personally use. And yes, so guys, that's like the general energies of the tarot card. And let's get to the cards for all of the signs. So Sagittarius, we're going to start with you because you know you're the star of the show. So this Sagittarius full moon in your sign, you know, I feel a lot of you are going to be feeling very positive, extremely positive, believing that things will just get better. The benefits are endlessless. The limits are endlessness. You know, especially when you have, you know, themes that are connected to like creativity, drama, very dramatic, the arts, your children, if you have any, and even like your mind thoughts are going to be, you know, there's going to be an energy of like stability, but also progressive thoughts, new beginnings, new thoughts, new ideals. Want to be around different types of groups and people, and meeting of the mind. This is a time that a lot of you want to start action and energy, and you know, nothing's going to be stopping you, and nothing really should. You know, I feel some of you are going to be, even though you're going to be letting go of like old ideals and old goals and, you know, old belief systems, you're still going to be pursuing something really new. Again, with Neptune being in your fourth, this is, you know, there can be some energies, you know, because you're going to be out there doing what you want to do, doing what you need to do, but there may be some confusion that's connected to home, roots, family in a way. There could be this emotional drawback, emotional energy that you may have to deal with, that you may not want to deal with. You want to leave it at the back corner. This could be concerning the home, what's going on in your home. You know, maybe things that need to be fixed because you are, you know, drawing towards something for the future, whether it's with your friends or, you know, something positive. The home may take a backseat, but it's going to still be making you think about what needs to be done at home, also what needs to be done in your family as well. The home is also to do with like the mother, and you know, there may be some things, secrets or themes that you could actually find out about, and this may make you sort of like step back and look at like the bigger picture in a way that you need to. So the cards that you have the bring love into the situation and the sixth house. Now, bring love into the situation, because these are like your moon cards. And this is also a house card. I forgot to say it actually. So for you, Sagittarius, this is a new moon in Aquarius card. And you've got Saturn in Aquarius in your third house anyway. So whatever you're going to be doing, bring love into it. Okay, because this can, you know, you can feel quite fleeting. You can spread your energies very thin. So think about what you love and go for it, pursue it. Nothing wrong in that, but make sure you complete it. And this is a new moon card, even though we're in a full moon, it's a new moon card. So your thoughts are going to be very different now. Your thoughts are going to be very forward thinking and very progressive. But also you have to love what you're doing, like even what your mind is saying as well. You have the sixth house card, and the sixth house is about work, duty, and service. It does include like the health as well. So this card is urging you to really take care of yourself, because you can burn yourself out. Like with Mars being there, you can burn out your energies. Okay, Mars being in your fifth house, you could be so excited and want to do it all and do this creativity, that creativity, or date this one and date that one, or, you know, want to be doing too much high paced things that, you know, your health can you know, take a bit of a battering. Not in a weird way, not in a mad way, but in a way that you can just really burn yourself out. So this card is saying that looking at what you're putting into your body in terms of like health supplements, you know, are you managing your health? Doing some, maybe some of you may be wanting to like drink more water. Um, you know, maybe some of you may decide to change a new doctor, or and also just looking at your diet, but also your general fitness as well. You know, this is a time where you don't really want to run on empty, Saggies. Really look at, you know, really take a step back, and, you know, doing some deep breaths, meditation will really help, because, you know, you've got third house action going on. And also be mindful of like overindulgence in all themes. You may think, oh, I'm healthy, I don't, but you know, this can be similar themes that come up. Also, like even like your work life as well, trying to get a work life balance is going to be key for you as well. If there are any changes that happen with you, Sagittarius, within a job, you may want to work somewhere a bit more fun. You know, this is the sixth house to also do with your income as well, so you may be looking at that a lot more, and try not to worry too much. That's why some of you may be doing things too much too fast, because there might be some worry. So this card is just making you just, you know, ground a bit and look at things in a different way. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. So this is in your second house of, sorry about that, Scorpio. Yeah, this is in your second house. Okay, so you are more or less going, probably like going gung-ho when it comes to, you know, themes concerning your money, to do like your self-worth, how you're taking care of yourself. And also, because you're ruled by Mars anyway, you're going to be very driven. They'll be driven to earn like a more money, more income. And also there could be some changes. There's things that you're going to obviously need to release here, like releasing like an old job. You might be very fired up. You might be seeing injustices that you don't like, and you want changes to happen. Changes to happen within, like, even you looking at your health and your routines. You may want like changes to happen now, because there might be something that comes up that you need to really look at. And also, of course, within your job and your health. And with Saturn sextile Saturn in your fourth, this is going to be bringing you back home. Obviously, it does square you, so there could be some frustrations, but it's bringing you back home to, you know, even go with that Hierophant card, bringing you back home to, like, in a sort of like a grounded way, but also changing things up in a mundane way as well for a lot of you Scorpions. And, you know, making sure things are in place when it comes to like the home, you know, even like your thoughts of the past as well. There may be, this is a time to be looking at that in a way that you never looked at it in it before. We have the moon square to Neptune in your fifth. So what this can bring is it can be some drama within a love relationship or creative project. There may be things that you're doing that may not be working, that you might not be ready to release, but then something again comes up and you may have to let it go and try to start something new. Neptune is about, it clouds the whole thing. So you could be seeing something for what it's not. After it's only later on you realize, oh, it's not for me, or even like on an emotional sense. This is also to do with like children as well. And it's also to do with, you know, business in a way, like entrepreneurship. So you guys may be thinking that you're going to be an entrepreneur. Next thing you know, you have to work hard. There's will be a lot of work that needs to be put in this as well. This also to do with like physical as well, like physical fitness. So just be mindful of not pushing yourself too hard in this. I feel that you're going to find this quite okay, Scorpions, but there's just some niggles that you're going to have to be dealing with, especially with Saturn being involved, to do with like the home and your family as well. They may be calling you more. So the cards that you have is, what do you need to release? And be honest, Scorpios, what do you need to release? Because you're one of the signs that find it not the easiest to release things. So you're going to be, this is a card of truth. What do you need to release? What needs to be done now? Be honest now, Scorpio. I feel some of you is, and also you have the third house card. So with the third house, with what you need to release, that the mind is going to be active. There's going to be thoughts that come up from the past, thoughts that come up even probably for the future as well. But it's going to be like, are these thoughts brand new? Are they old? Do I need these things now? Do I need these people? Do I need to stay where I'm living? Do I need this relationship? Am I being like the best parent that I can? Or, all of these, because some of these things are definitely to do with insecurity as well. So there's going to be a lot of healing involved. There's going to be a lot of forgiving involved. There could be forgiveness in the family, forgiveness with your parents, forgiveness with your siblings, forgiveness with, everything. But it's really asking you, what do you need to release? The third house is about, your learning and reading, writing. So some of you guys may be encouraged, or you may want to like learn something definitely more about yourself as well. And the third house is to do with like childhood. So there may be things you learned when you were younger that you might start to implement now. And this is actually great. This card is actually great for you to be taking up like a new course of study. This is great for, some of you may want to like do a business or sign in like contracts. But again, there's something that needs to be released in order for things to progress, to come forward for you. So even though like the planets, what they're saying, these cards are showing you that in order, you're going to be doing lots of like soul searching, but you're also going to be learning as well. And there can be some brand new stuff that comes up for you now, Scorpios. Capricorn. So Capricorn, this is in your 12th house. The house of home. The house of home in a different way, obviously. But it's more of the house that is about compassion, spirituality. It's about letting go. It's also about removing things that you no longer need. It's a very hidden house. It's a house that, some of you could be making decisions that could definitely like impact you in a different way. Everything's going to be very internal in a way. For everything's going to be very hidden. This is about the spiritual, mystical. This is about healing as well. So these are like the main themes that you're going to be working with. So for you, Sagittarius, you may not be feeling this because all the water signs are going to be feeling this in a very much an emotional way. The earth signs, we're feeling this much in an emotional way. But for you, Saggies, this is a time that, you got the trine to your 4th house, i.e. 4th house. So this is going to be giving you that sort of like drive and energy to be fixing things in the home. So you can be redecorating, starting something fresh. There could be a new addition that comes. Some of you could be wanting to change the home. I'm feeling like decoration. I'm feeling like movement and decoration. And you also have, with Saturn being there, because you're ruled by Saturn anyway, you could actually come into money that could actually help within the home. If you're going to be redecorating, if you're going to be renting out a home, if you're going to be doing anything, real estate as well in the home, this can, money, it could actually come to you, or even like savings or loans, or especially like savings as well. This is definitely to do with like this is definitely to do with like your self-worth in a way. So all of these themes are coming up. Obviously it is retrograde, so I feel some of you Sagittarius are really thinking, okay, this is what I need to do. I need to take these things really seriously, especially if something new is coming into my life now. I need to really think about investing. But with Neptune being there, this can actually cloud your judgment in a way. It could actually, if you're signing anything, you could actually sign away. You might be thinking you're signing something great, and then it comes back and it's like, oh, I didn't know this. Even like you could feel a bit more sensitive, and what you're thinking and what you're saying could be very different. It could be very confusing for a lot of you. Again, I feel that you will benefit from doing a meditation practice, which can help ground your energy, ground your mind. Because with being in your third house, this can actually distort like the truth in some way in what you are learning, what you are studying, even like things to do with like your neighborhood. If you are going to be moving, you might be thinking, oh, it's so nice and peaceful. Then you find out there was some craziness that happened in the home or in the neighborhood, or even like your neighbors, they could be pretending to be something that they're not. So meditation will really, really help you. So the cards that you have is meditate and contemplate. And it's a new moon in Pisces card. So again, Sagittarius, Capricorns, you're being guided to be doing this. You know, this is an emotional time, a very much emotional time. You're going within. You're seeking answers from within. 12th house is about hidden enemies as well. So if anything is sabotaging you in any way or someone, you may find out about this. So, you know, I feel some of you may be not wanting to be still, but this is a time of stillness. So stillness is meditation. It is thinking about the past, the future, your goals. This is thinking about your money, thinking about like what you would like. And, you know, like in different like areas of your life. The second card you got is the 4th house. And you got 4th house action happening anyway. So again, it's about home, moving home, domestic matters. This is also to do with like experiences within childhood. So if you find yourself going a bit very crazy and gung-ho, it's maybe because something may have happened when you were younger. And this will actually highlight it now. Okay, and this is a time of really trying to release any negative feelings that you have within your past. The 4th house is to do with like ancestors as well, and you know, family, the lineage. So any type of answers that you're seeking, especially if this 12th house being activated, you're going to be finding these answers. But that's only if you're doing that inner work, Capricorn. It's very much an emotional time for you. But I feel that you're going to really benefit from this as well, especially when you're doing like this meditation and contemplation. Aquarius. So this is you're going to really enjoy this time. You're really going to enjoy this time. So Aquarius, this energy is in your 3rd house. Okay, house of communication, learning, speaking, you know, neighborhoods, brothers and sisters. A time of, again, releasing. But also we have the, you know, with Saturn retrograde in your house, this is going to be you thinking about themes and things that can actually help you to release, like negative patterns, negative thoughts. It's also going to be helping you with any, like if there's any stress or strife or drama, you can actually really speak about this now. And also, you know, with Mars being in your 3rd house as well, some of you could want to be definitely moving on quickly, learning a new skill very quickly, pursuing something, a new course of study. This is a great time for a new beginning that's happening. And I feel that some of you actually may get the resources for it. I'm just looking at your cards because you have lovely cards for this, although it does oppose you. But again, I feel that there's going to be a lot of excitement in the air for a lot of you Aquarians. You know, this is about a new beginning. This is about you making friends with different people. This is about initiation of new action when it comes to, yeah, just like friends, like neighborhoods. And you know, some of you may decide that you want to learn to drive, get a new vehicle. You know, the fears that you had about it, it can now be really dissolved. Be mindful of your money though, because you may be overspending and not saving too much. You may be, you know, even like what you're eating as well, be mindful, because you know, you might be thinking, oh, this is fine for me, nothing that you feel, oh, I don't actually like this anymore. And also this is to do with your, you know, any like creative projects and yeah, all these things, like these Neptune things in your 2nd house. This is about your self-worth. So your self-worth could actually be like sort of glazed over in a way for a lot of your Aquarians. Again, in terms of like saving and spending, be mindful in what you're eating, any creativity. You may be starting a project and you just forget about it. This may actually come back, or this may actually just leave you now. But again, it's a very active time. active time to be making friends, active time to be learning on the whole. So when it comes to your cards, you have lovely cards. You have the full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get into the way. So again, with this whole energy, which is very exciting, there could be an egotistical way, because with Mars being in your third, it can make you shut people down a lot. Like, you know, someone's got an opinion. No, it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. And it can make you feel like you're a bit of a know-it-all. So when it says don't let pride get in the way, it's about listening. Really listen, because you can learn a lot from people that may not look like they know everything. They actually probably do. Also, everyone's opinions count as well. So just be really mindful of that. And the other card that you have is the 5th house, which is actually a fun house, about creation. This is about children, love affairs. This is about how creative you are. So I feel a lot of you are going to be doing, you know, again, with Neptune being in the 2nd house, you are going to be doing some creative work. But again, you might feel bored of it, or you might be quite delusioned by it, or you may have lost the spirit to be creative. But this card is saying that you're going to be a bit more, you're going to be very inspired. And there's a lot of excitement that's coming, you know, and it could be from anywhere. I feel your imagination, because the 3rd house is about the mind. Your imagination is going to be on fire with all the important and creative dreams that could be really coming up as well. This is about confidence. So confidence is definitely key. If you feel like, you know, just insecure in any way, know what you're good at. Know that you have got skills and you have got people that can help you around you, but just about listening. Because again, I feel a lot of you Saggies, even like on the whole, you might see a lot of Saggies just coming out with saying some crazy shit, and it's just like, whoa, I didn't know this person was like this. So, but again, this is about, again, releasing. So there may be things that you're going to be releasing to the world. Things that you've kept hidden, you're going to be releasing it now, especially Saturn's in your sign. So there may be a lot more creativity that you're going to be releasing, a lot more things you may say on social media, a lot more things that maybe seem quite avant-garde or crazy or conspiracy theory. A lot of you may actually be releasing now, or even writing about it and just really putting it out there. But it's also to make people think as well. But, you know, it's a very fun time for a lot of you. Hello, Pisces. So, Pisces, this is in your 10th house. Ooh, the house of career, the house of status. What are you willing to let go of? What are you willing to bring in? What are you also willing to release? You have energies that's connected to like your resources. So with the 10th house being active, you are being guided, because some of you may see that you're not really getting certain things that you need in terms of like a promotion, like that certain job. Some of you may leave a job now, maybe urged to leave a job, especially if you feel like people are taking the piss in any way. And also with Saturn sextiling this, it's making you look back and go over old ground about if you're feeling happy, if you know, if there's certain people working behind the scenes against you, you may see that, but this can actually give you that sort of push. Also, this is about, I feel, because some of you Pisces, because you're ruled by Jupiter anyway, you know, there's going to be, I feel there's going to be some opportunities that will come to you. This opportunity come within a form of an old boss, an old career, an old goal as well. Some of you that are doing things behind the scenes creatively, it can actually now be seen. So if it's any like writing or publishing or poetry, but still, I feel that, you know, you've got the moon square your moon, this moon square Neptune. So there can be some, you know, some like sort of like a delusion or confusion with, you know, how you are viewed to the public, you know, or how you see yourself. This can also bring up any type of like unhappiness that you're probably feeling. If you're feeling unhappy within a job, if some of you are working full-time, you may want to work part-time. You know, your boss may have promised you something, and after then it comes out it's just fake or false or lies. This can also, I feel that a lot of you are going to be seeing. And but also I feel that your thoughts are going to be, okay, you know, this is definitely behind the scenes. A lot of it is, okay, I'm actually feeling this, I'm actually seeing what's actually going on, so I may have to just remove myself from it. And your company or your boss or your job might be like, oh, you know, even before you like go to the meeting and say, oh, this is what I'm going to move away from, like, oh, we want to give you a pay rise, or we want to, you know, make you work for this company, or, and this is going to be like the test of your strength. But this is, I feel this is definitely towards your happiness. And if you're earning enough, and if you are in that position, Pisces, to get more gains, this is great to be saying what your worth is. Okay, this is actually great to say what your worth is. It's about you looking at how you are taking care of yourself as well, taking care of the physical body, like your emotional senses. So look at what you're eating. Are you overeating? Are you not eating enough? You know, are you doing like the practices that helps to ground you as well? Because I feel that you, with Sagittarius, are going to be needing a lot of grounding. But again, I feel that, you know, there can be there may be a loss of a job by you leaving, or you may, many things, loss of a job by you leaving, but also you may get a new job, but also there can be old bosses that want you. And also there can be a pay rise only if you say your self-worth. So Pisces, the card that you have is surrender to the divine. It's a full moon card. So surrender to anything that comes up, because there's going to be a lot of emotional stuff that comes up from behind the scenes. There's going to be a lot of old feelings, old things, things from the past, feelings about your job, feelings about your self-worth, feelings about how happy you are. That's going to be coming up for you to be working with. You know, really listen to your intuition, because it can actually guide you into what you want, what you like, how to proceed forward. But again, like I said, there's going to be some leaving that's going on, but beginnings as well. You have the ninth house. And the ninth house is a Sagittarius house. It's a house that is about like the spirituality. It's about your higher learning. It's about you asking questions. It's about academic higher learning as well. So some of you may want to leave a job to learn, to be a teacher, to be a mentor. A lot of you are going to be finding like the inner, you know, the meanings of life, you know, again, in terms of like how happy you are. And, you know, I feel a lot of you are going to be doing spiritual work, more spiritual work, more than ever. Because if you're somewhere, you're going to be, I feel a lot of you are going to be needing to protect yourself, like spiritually protect your aura, protect your, you know, just really protect yourself. And, you know, if there's some confusion, you searching for something new, I believe it will come. You really just have to believe in it as well. But again, listen to your intuition, because it's going to be really heightened at this point. It's going to make you go back to the drawing board, but it's also going to be helping you and continue like a spiritual practice. But I feel that there's some good things that are going to be coming for a lot of you Pisces, especially if you're doing like any manifestation work or spiritual work as well. Hello, Aries. So, Aries, this is in your ninth house. Lovely house, Sagittarius house. And again, you Aries are on a roll, because you are, you know, you got Jupiter in your sign. You also have Mars, which is in your sign as well. So you're definitely on a roll. Definitely on a roll to be learning something new. Anything to do with like higher learning, spiritual work, traveling, you know, because with Jupiter being your sign, a lot of you are really wanting to travel. Okay, it's a time where you guys want to start something. You want action, you want reaction, you want to just go out there, say your piece, then keep it moving. You want to bounce off of people, bouncing off new energies as well. And, you know, other themes that are coming up for you is, you know, when it comes to your goals and your friendships as well, maybe, you know, you going back to the drawing board of what needs to be in your life, anything that needs to be released when it's concerning any goals or groups or friends, or any gains that you want. You know, I feel this is going to be a bit of a time where you're going to be really serious about, you know, what you want for your future. Okay. And with Neptune being there, this is just like, you know what, you know, tell me what I need to know, tell me what I need to seek. But just be mindful, because with the moon square Neptune, it can make a lot of you feel like emotionally volatile or emotionally vulnerable to, you know, certain people, like even to like your own emotions. Again, I feel that you will benefit from spiritual work, any type of spiritual work, whether it's running, anything that helps to calm you down. You know, 12th house square, it can make like energy vampires. And some of you may see that certain people that you're with, there can be like an energy vampire. They could be sucking the life out of you, and you may not even know it until now. Or people may want more from you in terms of like money, or your, you know, your creativity, or, you know, just like your Aries self. They want more from you, and it's like, you know, what have I got for myself? So I feel you guys are be looking out for yourself a little bit more now, especially if you're one of those Aries that gives too much to others as well. But regardless, great house. You know, I feel that you're going to be, again, some of you go your own way in general, you know, but if there's people are around you that are not on the same wavelength, you're just going to go your own way, and you're going to be seeking out your tribe, seeking out spiritual people, seeking out people that are very different, whether they learn a new language or not. Or, you know, I feel that some of you may think, you know what, I've been putting this off. I want to learn a new language. I've been putting this writing off and this publishing off. I'm going to be bringing it out there now. Okay. But yeah, I feel that anything you're going to be doing is going to travel. Okay. And I feel that anything that needs to be released, you will not mind it being released. So the card you have is the end of a tough new cycle begins, and it's a full moon in Capricorn card. So anything that needs to be ended under this time is going to leave you, Aries. And, you know, again, like I said, you're not afraid to be leaving people, places, things. And you know, when it's, even when it's like doing traveling on your own, or seeking someone new to help you, seeking to be learning from people, you're going to be going for it. And if you find that you've had a hard time, you know that it's now ended. Know that fresh beginnings are coming. Even if things do feel quite volatile and very up in the air, it's just a phase that you're going to be going through. And you have the 11th house. And again, the 11th house is about, you know, wishes and goals. So anything you wish for as well. If you wish for like a new people in your life, wish for like new goals, if you wanted to be guided in any way, your wishes can now be of the command. Okay. But just, you know, things can appear very shiny, very lovely, nice and shiny. The 12th house is showing you just try and see beneath it all, because everything is may not what it seems. But again, this card is saying, you know, not only are things ending, you're going to get new wishes and new goals, new people in your life as well. A new tribe can definitely come now. And and the new tribe is from people that are different to you, different cultures, different races as well. They could really, really help you up your game, Aries. You know, if you're looking for something very fresh and brand new, and something just completely different in terms of you wiping the slate clean, they can really help you. So definitely new beginnings coming for you. Hello, Taurus. How are you? So Taurus, very deep emotional time. You have this in your 8th house, the house of Scorpio, your opposite sign. So again, a lot of the earth signs are going to be going, you know, emotionally within an emotional time. Now, this is about releasing. So you guys are going to be obviously listening to your intuition and paying off any loans or debts, and really sorting out your finances in a way, being really serious and sorting it out, clearing the slate clean. Okay. And especially when you've got Mars in your 12th house as well, intuition is going to be playing a huge guide now. You know, with Mars being in your 12th, it can make things, it can make a lot of you want to do things very quickly, but, you know, it's going to be very much internalized. So your dreams could be playing a huge part in this. There could be some violent dreams that come up. but there could be dreams of helping like in a guided way to help you move forward into releasing anything that of the undoing, anything that is hindering you in any way. And this is also to do with like your career as well. This definitely to do with like your career. There'll be a sense of going over old ground, a sense of you changing up your career, switching things up a bit, moving away, but also restructuring. A huge time of restructure. It doesn't. It can come with some frustration. Like if you're finding you're not earning enough in any way, you're not feeling really security conscious. Um, it can make a lot of you feel quite controlling. So there can be some drama that comes up with bosses or any type of like superiors, but that's because you may not be feeling stable. Um, you may be thinking that you're doing more work and people are not doing enough, but they're getting more pay rises than you are. So it's time to really speak out now, Tauruses, okay? And with the Neptune square to your moon, to your 11th house, you can actually see where your goals are dissolving and where new goals actually begin. And this goes to friends, groups, associations, and also gains. If you're finding it, you find that you're not gaining what you want, this can actually be dissolved. But with the 12th house action playing a huge part in this, instead of like just jumping in, you can actually see things on a broader sense for a lot of you Tauruses. So, career is going to be playing a bit of a major part with this, but I feel that things may actually stabilize a lot with a lot of you Taurians in a way. Again, it's not going to be without its drama, but things can actually stabilize because things are definitely going to be changing for you now, especially with the North Node in your sign. So the card that you have is a new start is coming. It's a new moon. So a new start is definitely coming, a new time of transformation, a new time of releasing, a new time that, finances could be a bit more stable now. It could be many things. It could be a new job, new promotion. I'm also, again, a bit like Pisces. I'm thinking that some of your bosses or people that you work for, they may be sensing you're ready to bounce and they may just quickly just get in there to make you stay. Even like in a group, even with your friends, you may be wanting to like remove yourself and they can just do something that makes you change your mind. So on the whole, a new beginning is coming. This new beginning can also be with you guys doing like occult work, spiritual work, doing some deep psychological work that you've been resistant to. Okay. And even you being with like the 7th house, which is, your opposite house of Scorpio, well, not entirely, but, this is about your long-term partner's romantic business or family. So, contracts can play a big part in this new moon. The contracts could be to do with inheritances, debts, loans. Maybe sign like a new contract within these realms, or even this contract could be with a partner. When it comes to like your joint finances, there could be a lot of that going on. But obviously, again, read the small print, because with Neptune being there, it can cloud things. So definitely read the small print. But yeah, I feel that you guys can now actually get a bit of a newer ground in your relationship with your partner. If there's any controlling issues, manipulation going on involved, even with like to do with inheritances, or you just wanting to like change something within yourself on a deeper level, I feel that your partner can really help with you as well. You don't have to do things alone, Taurus, but again, it's going to be very much an emotional time. But you're going to transform. There can be some tears, there can be drama, there can be a lot of energy, but things are shifting and things are definitely moving. Okay. Gemini. So you're going to be feeling this. Okay. You're really going to be feeling this because there's going to be a lot of energies that's connecting to your 7th house, your relationship sector, business contracts, open enemies. And there's going to be a dissolvement that's going to be happening with all these themes. But I feel that your driving energy is going to really come from when it comes to like groups, organizations, friends, whatever material gain that you can be having. You know, some of you may end a relationship and go to find a relationship in a group setting, a friendship setting. And, you know, I feel that you're also, themes that are also coming up is to do with, you know, you're going to be believing something different when it comes to like your relationship, believing something different when it comes to who you're, you know, surround yourself with, when it comes to like partnerships. And also I feel that your goals are definitely going to be changing too, and also hopefully for the better. And this can actually help a relationship that you are in. You know, your mindset's going to be like, oh, if we commit to this, if we commit to that, then things definitely will change for your relationship as well. Again, there can be some dissolvement or craziness that happens within your career sector, because, you know, Neptune rules your 10th house, and so does Jupiter. So I feel with a lot of Geminis as well, there is, you know, their themes that are coming up are to do with your career, your social standing. And there may be an issue when it comes to like bosses or themes, or, you know, if you're doing anything wrong, this can actually come out, or if you're doing anything right, it can actually be gained. But also there can be some confusion, especially if you want to be promoted, or even how you're seen. And this can cause some frustration within you, you know, because a lot of you Geminis, you do try to do good, but sometimes it can come across as ingenuous. So that's something to be mindful of. When it comes to like your cards, you have be bold and make the first move. It's a cardinal card. So this is a time to be bold. This is the time to be making the first move. What do you want to change? What do you dream of? What do you envision? Because envisioning is the goal here. The cardinal moon is a card of new beginnings. So procrastinating, constantly thinking over and over what you did right or what you did wrong, or what you are, you know, if you're what you're passionate about, it's time to start beginning it now. And you have the 12th house, which is a house of spirituality. It's a house that is a Piscean house. It's a house of dissolvement, behind the scenes, spirituality. This is a time of compassion. This card is asking you and guiding you to be a bit more compassionate to what's going on. Be compassionate in your relationship. Be compassionate with your business dealings as well. It's not going to be all about you. The 7th house is about partnerships. So whatever you are initiating and putting forward, show some compassion. Really listen to your guided intuition within the mind as well. And, you know, this is also going to show you what's actually going to be feeling right. Relationships are a major theme during this time, Geminis. So if something needs to be changed, by all means change it, but also strong communication is going to be your best friend. And also I feel all the mutable signs will really benefit from a spiritual practice. You more as well. You can have a lot of breakthroughs as well in a relationship, the 12th house is saying, but the breakthroughs actually come with doing that inner guided work. What is not being said and what is also being said. So major breakthroughs that are happening in your relationship, and also new beginnings. Hello Cancer. So this full moon in Sagittarius is in your sector of health, fitness, your daily routines and practices, and your job and pets. So Cancers, this is a time to get really down and gritty, or even down and dirty, to eliminate what you no longer need. Eliminate foods that are no longer serving your emotions. Eliminating a job that's no longer serving you, emotionally serving you. This is also to do with a pet. Some of you may decide you no longer need a pet. You no longer want to work with this person. You no longer want this junk in your life. You know, this is a time of the mental and physical, which is going to be biding you as well. There's a lot of driving energy that's concerning your job. There could be a job change. Well, there's so many job changes for all the signs. So there's going to be a lot of job changes that's going to be happening for you. The drive and energy is going to be like, I want something fresh. I want something new. I need a change. Talking to a boss, communicating with a boss, how you're seen to the public. You want to change it. You want to change something now. So if you feel that, you know, you're working hard but your energy is lagging, look at what you're eating. If you find that you're not gaining like the promotion that you need, because some of you actually may get promoted now. If you're working behind the scenes somewhere, you might, oh, you've been doing a lot of hard work, I've been watching you, and you could be pushed to that forefront. Or you may decide that you know may no longer want to work how you're working. Things are just getting a bit too much. It's putting a downer on you. So it's going to be that time of change. But it's about looking at your finances too, looking at your joint finances, looking at what you are strongly connected to, what you are holding, what you are controlling. This is a time that a lot of you may feel that, you know, you're fearing anything. There may be some fears that come up, because if there is something that needs to be changed, Cancers, there could be a fear that you don't want something fresh. You don't want something new to come because you might be fearing it's not going to work out. And it actually could. Because the 8th house in Saturn in your sign is about your fears and your hidden, you know, your hidden fears. So this is great to be talking to your partner, you know, because this actually can boost your finances in some way, shape or form. But if that's not working out, speaking to someone that is a professional, because some of these fears could be about the past, like a past job that you had, or, you know, a past work, and, you know, it could be definitely coming full circle. And also with the square to Neptune in your 9th house, this is going to be bringing up some old belief systems that you can believe in, but dredging up some old ones that need to go as well. So there's a brand new freshness. I keep saying that. There's a brand new start for a lot of you Cancers, but there's a time that really taking care of yourself is going to be serving you very well. I feel some of you also may learn a lot more about like healthy nutrition, learn a lot more about a workout regime, something to do with like, I'm feeling that something like dynamic stretching, like eccentrics or like Pilates, something that can just keep you straight in the narrow. If you're not a person that likes to work out or eat healthy, your beliefs, you're going to be changing that way of thinking now. Especially if some of you do get promoted, or you are seeking a promotion, any shape or form, or seeking to, like, you know, balance your books, your financial books. And also this can help with any fears that come up. So the card that you have is luck is on your side, and it's a full moon. It's a new moon in Sagittarius. So when it says luck is on your side, new beginnings are happening. It's like what you're thinking about or what you're aiming for is, you know, is going to be very positive. If you're seeking an overhaul in all these 6th house realms, it's going to be a positive time. If you're seeking a change, if you're seeking to learn, if you're seeking to work somewhere differently, if you're seeking to work out on you know, change something physically and mentally within you, luck is definitely on your side. It's going to feel more of a positive, you're going to have more of a positive frame of mind instead of a fearful phase of mind. You've got the moon card, which you're actually ruled by. So your moon is your intuition. It is also your guide, your guided spirit. The moon card also shows for a lot of you Cancers that your emotions can play quite havoc with this new moon, this full moon, because it's a moon that is in a fire sign, and it can make you not feel emotionally grounded or even stable. So it's a good that it's actually in your 6th house, because this will make you find a way to ground yourself physically in a healthier way, instead of in a way that you are always used to, the way that makes you feel safe. So there are lots of changes that's going to be coming for you, and hopefully positive ones. Leo, you're going to be enjoying this. So this full moon is in your 5th house. So this is actually your house, the house of fun, creativity, you know, entrepreneurship, physical fitness, children. And, you know, this is, again, like I said, you're going to be feeling this, but you're going to also be dissolving certain themes connected to this too. You're going to be feeling in yourself positive, you know, action orientated, especially when it comes to you wanting to learn anything new. You may be going gong ho. You may decide to take that leap of faith and be a teacher, or get something out there that's published as well, like a creative project that you've published, or something to do with like the law, or even be having that action to travel. If you're lucky enough to travel, you may decide to take that leap of faith of traveling, because if you've got like a pen pal, I know it's old school, but someone that you've always wanted to meet, that you've been communicating on social media, you may get that chance to meet them now as well. But, you know, there can be some, you know, your relationships play a part as well. So there can be your relationship, someone could be feeling a little bit, oh, you know, you didn't say this to me, you was going to do this, because you're all about, you know, your guilty pleasures. So it's you know, don't forget to communicate your in your relationship, like your goals and aims and your dreams. But I feel that your partner may be very understanding. They may tell you to slow down a bit and just, you know, think about, like, you know, the pros and the cons. But I feel that they definitely may be on board, definitely may be on board, which actually may surprise a lot of you. And with the Neptune in your 8th house, this is to do with, you know, you looking at your joint finances in some way. I think it actually might be quite good, because, you know, you may find that, you know, I can afford to study, I can afford to, you know, travel, I can afford to get this published, or I can afford to like take time off work to do my creativity. But again, you have to look at it, things, you know, instead of just rushing, you have to really try to be more balanced, because it may be a case of you can do this, but then there's something that actually can come up to do with like a child, that they may need to go, they may be going away and you might have to pay for it, but you've put money down for something that you've always wanted to do. You know, these things can definitely come up for a lot of you. And also you might be fearing that a child is, you know, growing up too fast. You might be want to control it in some shape or form. So that's something also to look at. But nevertheless, Leos, this is a great time for you. You know, you're in your element, definitely in your element now. And the card you have is adjustments are required. So adjustments are required is in, you know, you go in your own way. You know, you're feeling at your best. You're feeling at your most positive. So it's about just communicating with your family, your children, you know, your partner, so you don't push people out as well. And yeah, just let people in, you know that you don't have to do everything by yourself. If there's something you want done, you know, rope people in, rope your kids in. If you want a creative project and you need inspiration, rope your kids in. And you got the 10th house, which is a house of status. In a way, it's a house of fame as well. So everything you're going to be doing is going to be on the world stage. Some of you Leos may be wanting to, again, be drawn to the world stage, but also if you're at work, a lot of you can be seen now, because you may have got a lot of creative ideas that the boss likes. This can obviously bring in promotions, which is more money, which actually helps the joint finances somehow. There can also be a lot of talk about, oh, this Leo, that Leo, you know, what they've done, what they're about, how hard they work, which gets people talking about you. So it just seems that, you know, when you make adjustments, there's going to be things that actually work for you now, Leos. So, but nevertheless, it's a great time and a time of expression. So yeah, enjoy this, Leo. Hello, Virgo. You're going to be feeling this. You know, you mutable signs are being highlighted. So this is in your 4th house, the house of home, roots, your ancestral realm, emotional house. Like I said, all of you earth signs are going to be feeling this. A time of like childhood influences, how things have actually shaped a lot of you as well. This is about the inner being for a lot of you Virgos. A lot of hidden feelings can be coming up for you. And obviously, you know, you got you got the Mars action happening in your 8th house. So this can be highlighting any fears that you have when it's concerning like finances, when it's concerning like your partner. You may be fearing like you or your partner's drawing away. So, you know, you might be inclined to like really put the tight reins on and control it. But the communication definitely is going to be key for a lot of you. Okay. And your relationship's playing a huge part in what's going on. There may be a dissolvement of an old way that you are about, Virgos. Like if you find that you're just being very obsessive or controlling in some way, it's the time to really talk, really communicate. It's not a time to be, you know, holding things in so it just manifests and after you just explode. This is also a time that a lot of you Virgos are really thinking about, you know, how you, when it comes to like your home and your finances or any type of like even sexual things as well. Okay. How it's affecting like your routines in some way, like your health and your routines, even like the mental health. So there's really a lot going on, especially when it comes to like your relationships and your routines. So it's for you to be really working with this, really purging this, really transforming this, and really, you know, really looking forward to something brand new happening in your life. The 4th house, moon in the 4th house is never an easy house, and it's a Cancer house. So there can be definitely thoughts from the past, like a past relationship or a past situation that comes up that makes a lot of you want to just crawl into your shell. But it's going to be a time of forgiveness, but also opening up. And especially open up in your relationship, you know. This is a time of, the 8th house is about transformation, it's death and rebirth and transformation. And if there's anything that's concerned with taxes or loans, you guys may be also working on that to pay it off. Or you guys can even find that, you know, you're owed money as well. You know, one of the reasons why you guys need keeping that tight rein on not making sure you're spending, on keeping like making sure your partner's not overspending, you know, going over the books constantly, which can actually drive your partners crazy. But, you know, again, this is to do with like the past. This is to do with like, you know, fears of being broke, fears of not having enough. So the card that you have is prosperity lies ahead. So it's just like what I said, you know, I feel that a lot of you can actually get some gains during this full moon. You know, you could be gaining a new property. You could be gaining money from real estate. There could be, and also there could be gains of you like moving away from your like ancestral home, or moving to somewhere bigger, especially if you've got kids. This is also a time where, you know, prosperity lies within your mind and your heart. So if you're changing up your routines in any way, this can be very prosperous. You also got the 1st house, which is about the self, the physical self, and like the physical body, the impression that you make as well. This is also to do with like your personality. So there could be a shift in your personality. There could also be a shift in how you've always done things, a shift in how you've decorated the house. Like, remember your house, your home, is like a reflection on you. So looking at it differently can change your whole perspective. Okay, and I feel that there's going to be lots of influences that that's going to be influencing you the way you want things to be, especially on your personality as well. But again, the key is to really do some deep communication with your partner. So if anything comes up, if you find yourself very overwhelmed with your work, your career, your relationships, as long as you're communicating, then things can transform in a more positive way. Okay? And last but not least, we have Libra. Libra, Libra, Libra. So Libra, this is in your 3rd house. Okay, so you're Libra, you're gonna really enjoy this. I feel a lot of you are definitely gonna enjoy this because there can be a lot of resolving of any conflicts or issues in, you know, your communicating in your relationships with your siblings, neighbors. There could be a lot of resolving issues to do with like your neighborhood if people are arguing or There could be like moving coming in. There could be new people moving into your neighborhood, or you may decide you want to move somewhere as well. Okay, and yeah, again, I feel there's going to be a lot of resolving issues because the third house is about how you communicate in general, writing, speaking. So it can be actually a busy time for a lot of you. It can be a very busy time, especially when it comes to creativity or your love life. There could be a lot of back and forth chat going on. There could be a lot of sharing ideas, sharing creative projects, sharing. There could be a lot of like a lot of sharing of ideas with kids if you have them as well. I feel some of you Librans also could be going back to the drawing board, like really thinking of something that you've always loved from like, even like from childhood, and just going back to it. Like, okay, I used to draw, I used to decorate. I'm going to try and see if I can go back to it, because things are changing. Like your mindset is really changing now. And it could be to do with that something that someone has said that makes you just look back on something and try it again. Because Sagittarius is all about trying something for the future. So I feel that some of you may be doing that as well. But, you know, you're looking at your routines. Your general routines is going to be one of the focal points as well. Like you may be mindful not to overstretch yourself. Be mindful of, I'm feeling a lot of you may need to cover your feet as well. Because Neptune being in your 6th house is to do with the feet. If you're working from home, especially, really like take care of your feet and cover the feet. You're all about self-care anyway. So, so I feel, yeah, definitely covering the feet, taking care, doing probably like manicures or pedicures, taking care of your health, but also strategizing your routine in a way, because it's a very busy time for a lot of you. So if you may be doing too many things at once, getting too much compliments and, oh, I can do it all, and it's just like, oh my god, I'm so overwhelmed. Why did I start this? I don't really want to do it. I want to do it, but I don't want to hurt anyone. I want to relax. And so take time to relax and try not to do too much. Some of you may you know, and also another thing, you're doing too much, you can actually just get under the weather. So really boost your immune systems in some shape or form. And yeah, just try not to overstretch, because it can be, remember, Neptune in the 6th can cause some foggy confusion, and it can cause a thing of, you know, something's come up and you just don't really feel it until it's too late. So it's a very fun time, but trying to overstretch at the same time. And you got personal issue, reaches, resolutions, just like what I said. Any drama that you've had with sisters, brothers, you know, neighbors, it can reach a resolution. Now, the 3rd house is about, you know, talking, communicating. So if you don't see them, it's good to write an email. It's good to just write, I don't know, send a text message. Anything that happened within moving to another place, that can be resolved as well. Anything to do with a creative project, it was some craziness that happened, that also can be resolved too. So it's going to be an ending to a drama and beginning of a new flash beginning. And you got the 8th house, which is about transforming. So whatever you're going to be touching, it's like it's going to be transformed. It's going to be you're going to be transforming yourself, transforming something that you've again wanted to pursue or do, and it's now you're going to be doing it, and it's going to be giving you this like enlightened moment, like, why didn't I do this before, you know? And also I feel that your finances also can be transformed if you're going back to something creative. I'm feeling a lot of you Librans probably done something creative, like decorating someone's home, or it could also be a favor. It could be like an inheritance as well. There could be a lot of gains that a lot of you guys can actually have as well. And it could be from a friend, or it could be from an uncle, or, but whatever this does, it can transform you into be pursuing what you want to pursue, whether it's writing or whether it's learning something, or even something creative. I feel that, you know, things are going to come full circle. Things are going to come a bit more stable for a lot of you. So it's actually a good time for a lot of you Librans. You know, it ends really nice. So like I said, a lot of you air signs are really going to benefit anyway. So it's all good. So guys, a bit of a long video. Well, most of my videos are long for moons. I love that anyway. So yeah, that was the Sagittarius full moon, which is, you know, happening on the 14th of June. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, I hope the Sagittarius brings you guys a lot of blessings, optimisms, but also helping you to dash out anything that, you know, is really hindering you in any way. And also it's going to be helping you guys to really open your mind to, you know, possibilities and something, you know, if something hasn't worked, something new is going to begin. So yeah, it's definitely for all of us to really watch for. So thank you very much, guys, for listening. And feel free to again, like, share, and subscribe. And let me know how the Sagittarius full moon has gone for you. And I will speak to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.